So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to Yossi for the platform, and it's a very interesting topic, how and why to pursue a senior residency or fellowship. So, I'll just tell you the life of a fellow or a senior resident and how to make the most of it. There are no financial disclosures. So, why pursue a fellowship or senior residency? Why not just go directly into practice after your post-graduation? So, at the end of your post-graduation, you're a jack of all trades and master of none. So the aim is to become master of one. So specialize is the answer. That is why you have to pursue a senior residency or fellowship so that you specialize and then diversify into not only just patient care, research, teaching and training the next generation as well. So follow one course until successful and choose your specialty, which is based on your aptitude, your liking, and also all of us have different skill sets. Some are very good surgeons, some may be more good at medicinal diagnosis. Some may like plasty, some may not like the blood, as I didn't. So choose your fellowship or senior residency based on that. Learn empathy. So as long as you're junior residents, it's more of a cross-sectional thing going on. You see the patient once, you do whatever you have to, and it's done. You don't have long-term follow-ups typically. Complication management and patient counseling is a prerogative of your seniors. In a fellowship or senior residency, you learn to own your patients, to counsel them and not shunt them. You own your successes, you own your complications as well. So it prepares you for the long run. Publish your thesis. So I published my thesis on neuro-ophthalmology during my senior residency, and though it's not my specialty of choice, it's one of my highest cited papers, which won best free paper. It led to my first international conference and was also quoted in Medscape News. So it's important. This is the time when you are starting to learn the skill of medical writing, so make the most of it. Learn the art of medical writing. Good research with sound methodology. Again, when you're PGs, you may be a part of publications, not that often, but you are just a small part. Maybe you helped in data collection, someone put your name in a case report, or maybe you helped write some part of it. But designing a study, right from the drafting the proposal to data collection, analysis, paper writing, and then presenting that research as well. That is what you do in a senior residency or fellowship. Reviews, systematic reviews, meta-analysis, you learn the keys to them, and also make it a point to learn the basic concepts of statistics, because as academicians, whenever we are writing, we need to have sound statistics. That is where your publication in a lower impact factor journal or in ophthalmology or retina, the difference is in sound methodology and stats. So if you see, all of my top cited papers have been written during my senior residency or fellowship. So this is the time when you really start building your career as well. Innovations. In senior residency, in junior residency, it's more of you are in a rut of working up patients, doing the groundwork. In senior residency, you have time to think. So a lot of our innovations, mine came during senior residency. One was devising the on-table scale for OCT. The older IOCT microscopes did not have a scale. So we came up with the innovation of measuring based on the depth of acquisition. We talked with the Zeiss engineers. In fact, the newer versions of Artivo, for those who have access to it, have a 1000 micron scale on the side. That was after discussions with us. So you can innovate as well and make a difference. We also innovated a surrogate scleral rim so that tissues do not go waste for lamellar keratoplasty. And I published 2 books, one in senior residency itself, and one the genesis of which was laid in senior residency. So it's a good time to build the foundations. Attend international and national conferences. They help you in exposure. As Dr. Karan rightly said, they help you in networking. So present your work. It will help you build up confidence. So I had my first instruction course in academy during my senior residency. And you can have travel grants from ICMR, DST. They do prefer less than 35 years students. So that is one plus point. And you can win awards as well. Don't forget to have fun while you're attending conferences. Go out for dinners and lunches with friends. Learn new skills. Never say never. The art of video editing, surgical movies, etc., organizing workshops, conferences, a lot of work which is apart from the normal, you can do in your senior residency or fellowship, and it will help you in the long run. So a senior resident or a fellow is at a very unique vantage point. So when you are a postgraduate, you are typically a student. You are there to learn. When you are a faculty, you are more of a teacher. So in senior residency, you are in between. You are both a student and a teacher. So you have the umbrella of clinical supervision with freedom and opportunity to teach and train juniors. It's a privilege. Make the most of it. Mentors. If you cannot see where you're going, ask someone who has been there before. So I have been lucky and blessed to have a wonderful mentor. So whenever you are a student, you have a perception, you're more idealistic that someone will teach you these steps, or someone will tell you how to do the surgery, handhold you. That's not true of real life. So sometimes just watching a genius at work gives you a lot of insights and inputs that you can inculcate. It can be long distance, you can have the privilege of directly working with them, but inculcate and imbibe because you have a basic skill set and you can build on it. So push your boundaries, step outside your comfort zone and strive to grow. Leadership begins when you step outside your comfort zone. Do not forget to live your life and create a new life. So I had my baby when I was a senior resident, so that will go hand in hand. There is no right time. There is no ideal time. It is now. Everything is just now. There is no tomorrow and there is no yesterday. So, apart from everything, build a career, but also build relationships that will last you a lifetime. This happens during senior residency or fellowship. Of course, it happens throughout your life. But as you grow older, these ties are more difficult to form. They are not only your friends, your support system, but also they'll be a part of your professional network forever your life. So don't forget to build relationships that will last a lifetime. Thank you.
Wonderful session. So one thing I would like to add here is, before deciding on which fellowship or which senior residency you want to do, you have to do underground work or research on which specialty is in demand in the area you are planning to work. If you are planning to settle down in your place, which is a city, some specialties like retina and cornea and all are super saturated. So finally, you'll also end up doing just cataract or something like that. But some other specialties are in high demand like plasty and pediatric. So you consider that also when you are planning for a fellowship.
Of course, but I also have a slightly different perspective. I think if you love what you do and excel at it, there is always a space for you. So there is always space at the top. It is mediocrity where saturation there is. Okay.